My card's gonna go, isn't it? What's up, YouTube sisters? That's a new intro there, isn't it? This week, as you probably know if you've watched the other girls' videos, is Tag Week. And I'm going to be doing the My First Time tag, or the My First tag, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I am given, or I read a scenario or a situation, for example, I don't know, your first word, and I have to tell you what my first word was and stuff like that. I hope you get the message. Lots of people have done this, so I'm going to get started. I know there are lots of different versions of this tag, but these are the questions I've seen most people answer, so these are the ones I'm going to do. Question 1, do you still talk to your first love? I have never been in love, so... What was your first job? I'm not old enough to get a job, and I really wish I was. I know you're thinking, why do you wish you were old enough to get a job? But I really want a job so I can earn my own money and I can do my own thing. I swear I'm like 20 years old inside my brain. What was your first car? Do I look like I drive? Who was the first person to text you today? I've got a lot of negative answers for this. I haven't texted anyone today. I don't text people very often. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? I'm not really sure. It was probably the first person I saw, which was my sister. Who was your first grade teacher? Okay, I know these questions are American. Basically, we have we don't just start off at year 1, we have nursery. My first nursery teacher was called Miss Bevester, I think. Where did you go on your first ride on an aeroplane? Spain. I've only been on a plane twice, both times to Spain. I really don't like going on planes, and I was only very little then. Who was your first best friend and did you still talk? My first best friend was someone called Shona. If you've watched my Join My Life video, then you will have seen her. Yes, we still do talk over Facebook and things, but we don't really, not very often. Where was your first sleepover? At my friend's house. Who was the first person you talked to today? My mum, I think. Whose wedding were you in the first time? The first wedding I went to, I think was my auntie's. I was really little, so I don't really remember it. What was the first thing you did this morning? The first thing I did this morning was get up for start, which takes a while, go downstairs, grab a banana and a drink, and watch YouTube videos for an hour and a half. No, I am not exaggerating. What was the first concert you ever went to? I believe it was an X Factor tour. First broken bone. I have never broken a bone. First piercing. I don't have any piercings. First foreign country you've gone to. Is that not the same as the aeroplane question? Because it was Spain. First movie you remember seeing. The first film I remember seeing was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory at the cinema. And when I was little, every single loud sound I would hate. So all the way through the film, I was sat like this in the cinema because I really didn't enjoy it that much. I'm alright now though, don't worry, I'm not scared of the cinema. When was your first detention? This is going to make me sound really I've never had a detention, but I do remember once in reception. This was I was about 5 years old. We were all singing at the back of the class, messing around and singing, and we had to stay in at break time because we were singing. Who was your first roommate? I have never had a roommate because I'm not old enough to move out yet. What were the first lessons you ever took? Obviously we have lessons at school, but I think it means music lessons or something like that. The first music lessons I took were violin. I used to play violin. I played it for a couple of years, but then I stopped and I play piano. I do piano lessons now. I don't think I've taken any more lessons. Who was the first beauty-related person you ever watched on YouTube? The first beauty-related person I watched on YouTube was Juicy Star 07. This was about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe now. I used to just sit down every night and just watch loads of her videos. I also used to watch Charlie So Cool Like a lot and Lady Ziona. Is that how you say it? Zonia. Lady Ziona. But that is all the questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube Sisters. Watch out for Emma's tag video tomorrow, and I will see you next Friday.